All right, hey everybody, welcome back to Smirking Gun Reviews. This is Rob, and we are starting since on August, I want to say the end of August, 27th or the 31st, one of the two, I think it's the 27th, is when Ozark Season 2 comes out. Now, I haven't watched it since it came out. I really liked it, and I decided to start reviewing the episodes building up to the second season that comes at the end of this month. So, Ozark Season 1. Okay, so this is episode 1 of season 1 called Sugarwood. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. So this show, oh man. All right, so when you think, high drama, Breaking Bad type of stuff, Jason Bateman is not the first name that you think of. Um, you know, he's got a certain thing. It's always worked for him. He's good at it. But I've seen him in a couple of things like The Gift, where you got to see him be dark. And I think the wit that he has, that he's sold as him, that works for him, is perfect for this kind of show. It's hard to sometimes see him as kind of a morally flexible person, but like a dark kind of in a dark story. But in this, it just works. Plus, you got Laura Linney, who's got the acting credentials up the yin yang. Um, you got Isai Morales, who's a scary as fuck guy in this, and you got other people that are in here that are kind of up and coming people, and it mixes together to make this really, really good show. So, just to jump right in, okay, so Jason Bateman directed this also, the first episode. I think he does a few of the episodes in here, and he does an incredible job. And I don't know, man, maybe he was just sitting there, he finished like binge watching Breaking Bad and went, man, where's my Breaking Bad? Where's my thing? Because I don't know. He plays Marty Bird, this guy who's, you find out, has been laundering money for this cartel for like 10 years or something like that. But he's given this speech about money, and it's so great because you see him, he's like offloading money off of this, like, it's clearly like, well, if you don't maybe not know it right away, but it's in the future, and he's already taking money for what ends up happening on the show. And he's given this speech about money, about the haves and people who have it, people who don't, people in credit card debt. He just this long, really good speech. And you find out he's like giving it to this like couple that are interviewing financial advisors. Now, when you hear it as a narrator, you think it's a narration. It's great. It's not the kind of way you want to deliver, where you want to try to convince people to give you your money, because it's very cold and very and just kind of, it's what he's saying is true, but it's scary. And you don't really want to scare off your potential customers with that much, like, just truth, maybe. I don't know. I guess, you should be, if you're a financial advisor, you should tell them the truth. But it doesn't have to be delivered in such, I don't know. He's smart, but he's not, like, maybe not at the selling point. Because his partner comes in and he kind of gives the razzmatazz to sell them, to get them to sign. In the meantime, while he's trying to sell these people, on their company, he's watching this like security cam style porn, and he doesn't want to, like his partner comes in, they know, and so you get this weird feeling from this guy right off the bat. Then they go to this office area to like look at a new space that they plan on opening, like they're going to expand. And again, you get more ideas of how Marty thinks about money, about saving money, about how to, you have to spend money to make money, but he's more of like, I'm going to pinch every penny, I'm going to cut it just so that I get the maximum amount of, return and stuff, things like that. And you can see where if you're going to be somebody who launders money for the, Mexican drug cartels, yeah, you would have to have that kind of sensibilities of like every penny counts. You don't want to be short with these people. I also want to mention the symbols before every episode. Now, you can't really see this, but you know what I'm talking about. Before every episode, they have like kind of a symbol. So, like, here's the man on his knees, the city of the Hancock building, a gun, and somebody kind of falling upside down. All kind of things that show up in the episodes. It's kind of neat. It's kind of an interesting little way to say this is going to be, all these symbols are going to mean something. I like that also. It's kind of a unique thing. Maybe gimmicky, but oh well. We also find out that the porn that he's watching, so they're at home having dinner, and you find out that the porn that he was watching was of his wife of 22 years who's sleeping with this other guy played by Bruce Altman, who you'll remember from like Mr. Robot and like Matchstick Men, movies like that. He's a good actor. So she's been having an affair with this guy, and I love how he's watching it with her in the room and just being so like, doesn't matter, like just blasé about it. He hasn't confronted her or anything. But then he gets the call from his partner Bruce that they gotta go in. He goes to. You think, okay, before he gets the phone call, he goes out after he's seen his wife on here getting, banged by this guy. He goes to where hookers are. And the next thing you see is him, like, this prostitute, talking about him and, how his wife doesn't do things and the kids and all this stuff. And you think he's with this prostitute. And then it turns out that he couldn't even go to the prostitute. He went to where they were, and then he ends up just jerking off to the side, and actually a prostitute has to come and knock on the window and say, hey man, you can't jerk off here, we're trying to do business. That's good. I mean, but you gotta give it to the guy. He wasn't gonna cheat on his wife with a prostitute, even though he knew she cheated on him. But that's when he gets the phone call from his partner Bruce, the guy who plays Bruce, man, I swear, everything he's in, he's usually a fuckhole. And so it's no surprise that when when Marty goes to the office, the like construction site or whatever, that the name Dell comes up, and it's like, oh shit, okay, so what's going on? And, well, Dell's the drug dealer. Dell's the guy that they've been laundering money for, and Bruce and company, not Marty, have been skimming money. But that's not what's found out right away, because it is like what Marty says. It's a fishing expedition. He wants to see if they've been stealing. And this is a really tense scene. Like, this is how you do things, like when I was talking about Man in the High Castle on another video about how you create tension and you pay it off. And you take chances. And you don't let people off the hook. And you make it so you don't feel safe while you're watching it. You gotta be like, you don't want people to see it coming a mile away all the time. Like, yeah, people were in danger, but they were riding this line of the tension. You didn't know who was going to live or die. Maybe they'd walk away from this, but it just the violence turn in this happens so suddenly that it just kind of takes you off guard a little bit. Because first, when they're talking about the money, and Marty says, you're just fishing. You're just here to like intimidate us. And Isai Morales plays this guy so great because he's so matter of fact. Just having like a conversation. Except, like in real life, if these guys had stolen the money and this guy wanted to go on a soliloquy about somebody that stole from his dad a long time ago, I don't think that people would be sitting still for a story like that, knowing they might die. This would probably turn into like goddamn, the fucking Wild Bunch or some shit. Just like True Romance. The standoff in True Romance, where everybody just start going fucking crazy on each other. I don't think they'd be sitting to listening to like a Quentin Tarantino style speech, thinking this guy might kill you. But anyway, so first Isai Morales just blows away the girl in the bathroom. Because she's a civilian and she's not supposed to hear any of this anyway. So boom, 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 boom. She's gone. His guys come in. They roll everybody out. And Marty's just kind of like, what the fuck is happening? And this is where you find out, yeah, these guys did. Bruce, his partner, and the son were in on skimming. I don't remember. Couldn't really tell if it was the dad's. If the dad was in on it or not. But they were all like helping launder the money. But I think it was the son and Bruce only that were taking money. And it's just crazy, like the dad is like trying to say, look, my son made a mistake. We can fix this. I can make it right. And he somewhere else is just like, son shouldn't see his dad get killed, or dad shouldn't see his son get killed. And so he just points at this guy. This guy shoots the dad while he right instantly after the dad is just had his brains blown out. He shoots the other kid right in the face. And just boom, like holy shit. And then Bruce starts saying some bit of honesty from this guy. Like I said, I've only seen him be a dirtbag and things, but at least this time, this guy got to kind of try not to throw anybody else under the bus. And he tells Marty and he tells Del, like, look, he wasn't in on it. Marty didn't have anything to do with it. It was all me. And I mean, in the middle of this, like, earnest thing to say to somebody to make them like, I didn't know it was gonna, if I never would have done this, it would have hurt. Poof. He just gets his face blasted off. And it's intense, man, and it's fucking great. I mean, I was even like, okay, maybe I've got a problem, but I was enjoying the hell out of all this because it's just tense and fucked up and But so Marty thinks he's next, and he sees the Ozark thing that Bruce had talked to him about, that they were going to go down there, him and Marty were going to just make money out there. We were going to do all this. He had come up with this plan. The place is like wide open. All these tourists. It's got more unchecked shoreline than California. So pulling this out of his ass, Marty pitches the same idea to Del to try to save his life. That they can do what they're doing now, but get away from Chicago where all the FBI and the CIA and everybody else, the DEA, are looking at them. Let's go somewhere where they're not. When they're not paying attention. Let me launder money for you there. We'll do this in 5 years. I'll get you $500 million bucks. And after he has kind of a flash before his life flashes before his eyes and everything, you find out that Del is going to let this happen. He's got 48 hours to get him his money. He's got another 48 hours to get the fuck out of Dodge. He's got to get set up in a week. And so after this, Marty's on a run. He finally, he tells his wife what's going on. And we got to, we're moving. We got to do this now. Got to find a way to get the money. And him talking to the banks is masterful. I mean, just laying down the lot of these guys who don't want to give up the money that he's put in. Like, all this money. It's a lot. It's like, we're talking like, what, $8 million close to it or something like that? It was like I think 6 million or something like, I don't know. It's a lot of fucking money. And none of these people want to give it up, and I just love him. He knows the rules, he knows the laws, and he's just like, fucking give me my money. And it's cool to see Jason Bateman be this way. Look, these people are doing bad things, but I just love it when it's done so well. Because being bad is always better than being the hero, in my opinion. Except for, I love Steve Rogers. Big surprise if you ever seen any of my videos. But I just love people living on that that wrong side of the tracks, and Jason Bateman's doing great at it. And so he gets the money. The kids are having a problem, but in the midst of this, his wife Laura Linney has gone back to Bruce Altman's character to tell him this is what's happening. My husband got in with some bad people, and he's just basically telling her, look, get all your money, get out of there. So Marty finds out that she just emptied the bank accounts. And he's talked to his private investigator and tells him, that this is the day that she's with the guy, so you better get the hell over there. Because she's taking all the money, right? So I love he's in the car. He's just like, and he gets out of the car. He's having this rant. Just like, oh yeah, you want to take me to... Just love it, man. He's just like having this conversation. When you have the conversation with somebody that you want to have a conversation with, but you haven't even faced him yet. You're just like saying what you're gonna say, like, oh yeah, man, bitch, I'll tell you what, like we've all had those moments, and actually, we always hope we don't get caught practicing the conversation that we're gonna have, like, or we want to have. It's like the fantasy conversation, because usually if you do have that conversation, it doesn't usually sound the same way. But in the meantime, he gets like, so he's rolling up on the place, and she is going. He's right. She's gone over to the dude, and she gets in there, and there's Dell, and he's got her man, this Bruce Altman guy, beat up, and she's like, oh shit. And so Marty gets there, he gets out of the car, he's ranting and raving, he's talking all sorts of shit as he's walking up to the building, and then bam, just bam, dude falls out of the sky, splat on the concrete, and he's just like, what the fuck just happened? So he calmly, and smartly gets back in the car and drives away. So that's when Dell calls him, and they start talking about how, oh yeah, your wife here has been cheating on you, and did you know about it, and know about the money, and hey, you lied, you said your wife didn't know. And then they go back to that story about what do you do with the woman who stole from you. And Marty, all these people, he had asked all these people, like, oh, what do you, and they're like, give her a second chance, give her a second chance, and Marty finally tells him, you fire her, because this wasn't the first time she stole from you. It's just the first time she got caught. And so it's kind of like a parable, a comparison to like possibly his wife. Like maybe she has cheated before, but this is the first time she got caught. But he saves her life, and they split. They give him the money. It's short. I also just love Esai Morales playing it like, he's short like $6,000, but he buys his car from him and then leases it back to him. It's just so brilliant. And so they take the money. They're on the road. They're on the way to the Ozarks. He stops to take a piss, but really he's just upset and feeling really bad, which is another good sign for this show, that you can't see it in the car right now, but he's apologizing like, I'm so sorry. And then they start playing Radiohead's I can't remember the name of that song. It's really good. And then he sees the huge, landscape. He goes out there and all the water and all this stuff, and then basically showing like this new empire that they're going to be building, laundering money out there in the middle of the Ozarks. And it's just really, like, Netflix doesn't call anything a pilot. I mean, they don't do just one episode and then based on it like other channels like network TV, they give you other shows and whether or not they cancel it. Netflix gives you all 13. And so for a first episode, though, for like what would be considered a pilot, this is fucking great TV. This is HBO, like, level good. And I know that it's like, what's that mean? But come on, HBO's like sets the standard. And this could have been on HBO easy. So yeah, I am excited to keep watching and not rewatching it and doing these reviews because, damn, man, I forgot how good this is. So anyway, Sugarwood, the way that they come up with that title, it's the name, it's what Laura Linney called Bruce Altman's Ding Dong. Give me that Sugarwood. Classy. So anyway, that's the end of this. It was really, really good. I can't wait to watch more of these episodes and review them with everybody. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, please. We hit 188. I wanted to do this video when I was at 187 because then we could say we had a murder, y'all. But I said y'all. And I just ruined it. Because I said something stupid. But anyway, if you like this video, blah, 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 blah. But we did hit 188, so I'm really happy. Hey, let's just keep it rolling. And again, we got new videos coming every day. Hopefully some things that you want to watch. And then, like I said, Better Call Saul starts next Monday. So, and we've got other things. We got the Disenchantment starts like the 17th of August. And just all sorts of stuff is coming. So anyway, this is Rob for Smirking Gun Reviews saying I can't wait to keep doing this, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a great night. Bye bye.